Hello there. Sorry, we live in some interesting times. Now, whether you're sitting down to hunt for toilet paper online or watch something about Tiger King, we're all looking for something to do online nowadays. And I thought this would be a great time to start up a new channel focused primarily on teaching respect and responsibility for young adults for firearms, archery, and things that we generally do in the Chester 4-H youth group that I've been a part of for about 10 years now. And I've absolutely loved everything. I've grown up in that program for years, and I learned how to shoot there, and then I trained kids how to shoot there. I trained adults how to shoot there, including my own family, and it's something I've loved for a long time, and I want to be able to share that even in a time like this where we can't be out and about. I'd like this channel to be able to grow with the 4-H community in our local area, in Maine, in New Hampshire, wherever 4-H shooting sports might be. Now, whether or not you can find some of this stuff on other channels on YouTube, yes, absolutely. There's a lot of great resources out there, and I highly recommend looking into those if you want to help train your kids, train yourself, or just you develop your skills a little bit more while at home or while socially distancing outside. Now, I know there's all sorts of stuff around here, and it's all stuff we'll get to in the future, but this is just the intro video to what I want to do in the future. Now, I have a range that's opening up here soon that I'll be able to go to and do some live fire things with firearms, and to teach, advanced, basic, and intermediate types of, training to different skill levels of kids and adults. So none of it's going to apply to everyone, but once you have the basics down, you can move up, move up, move up. And with those people that are at the higher end of shooting, there is still going to be some things for you that will help you advance, like using a spotting scope, zeroing a rifle, using a scope, things like that. And, things that are a little bit more in depth, more so than just your basic how to load a rifle, how to, follow the 3 basic rules of safety when you're shooting. Things like that. So there will definitely be, in the description below, basic, intermediate, or advanced. Now, whether you still want to watch a video that's lower than your level, that's up to you. But I definitely recommend, if you're a little hazy on some of the beginner stuff, definitely going back there and advancing forward. I'm going to skip around a little bit just so everybody can get a little bit here and there and I don't leave anybody behind, okay? So some topics that we'll be going over in the future would be things that you can do in your house, in your yard, things like that, to train yourself with the actions, with the, how to load, things like that. Now, I don't know how many of you out there own bows or airsoft, but they can be done, for the majority, in your backyard if you're safe and responsible about it. Now, things like these, I have 2 airsoft guns over here. Everything here is unloaded, by the way. Everything is unloaded, bolt clear, there's things in the breeches, everything is safe here. Now, things like this airsoft, mechanical guns here, they're great for learning the functionality of different types of weapons, or shall I say firearms. Sorry, they are not weapons, they are firearms, they are tools. That is exactly what they are. And same thing with airsoft, they are tools. And they are firearms. They do project a BB forward, not the same way as a regular round, but we will go in depth about how some of these things work, how ammunition works at some level. Now, these are gas driven. This one is CO2, this one is green gas, but they function just like your regular pistol for the most part. And you can train very well with these things, and they're a great, great, great way to get into the basics of shooting a pistol, and safely. Then we're going to go into, not in order, but we're going to dive into different types of ammunition, from pistols to rifles and small bore things to shotguns, everything in between. I'm going to look at some of the stuff that you might use at 4-H camp, some of the things you might use at Chester, some of the things you're going to use in the future in your shooting sports career if you continue with it, things that you can graduate up to as you move along in the program or outside of it and beyond. But I'd love for you all to get to know a little bit more about ammunition, what it does, how it works, and where to go from there. We're going to do some things with my rifle up here. That's something that you probably won't use in 4-H, but it's something you might use beyond that. This is an AR. Shoots 223. It's a little bit larger. It's semi-automatic. Things you generally don't use in 4-H unless it's a big gun day or something like that. Things down here with a pistol. That's another thing. And shotguns. I don't have a shotgun up here right now, but those are things, the larger bore rifle, the pistol, and shotguns, things you might not use in 4-H, but during special events, we hold some things that do specific pistol programs after the initial event, some shotgun things sometimes, and then one big day for all three of them and all sorts of fun. We're going to go into those. We're going to go into different styles of pistols, rifles, shotguns. My main rifle here, this is my 22. This is a little bit more fancy than the ones you might be using, but it does the same thing, the same way, shoots the same round, just a little bit fancier. That's it. Now, I tried to pick the closest rifle I had to something you might have so that I could help train the beginners to get up to the level of intermediates and advanced, and I can still show the advanced people a little bit more how to shoot, specifically different positions and different stances you might take to shoot precision rifle, like this is made to do. We're going to go into cleaning rifles, shotguns, and pistols. I have some cleaning supplies here, how to lubricate your rifle, things like that. These are great for cleaning them and also using as barrel flags, which you might not be able to see there, but I have using them as a barrel flag right now because I ran out of zip ties. Things like that. When I get a stand up here, I might make one even, so I can show you what to do in your own house if you don't have something like a rifle stand or something to lay it on, or a target backstop here. This was some old targets that a friend of mine had, he gave to me, and I put them on a stand that I made here, and I made it work. So things like that we're going to use, and we're going to use them. It might be a cheaper alternative and something you can get your hands on without going out to a store right now. You can make them out of just about anything. We're also going to go over some safety equipment, whether it be gloves, eye protection, ear protection, larger ear protection. It's all important, and we're going to go over some of that in the future, as well as cleaning and some accuracy tips. You always want to have a goal when you join or when you really get into shooting, when you're really interested in shooting. And my first goal was, when I have one of these targets, this is a competition 50-foot rifle target. My goal when I started was, I saw this target and I asked what this was about. Why was there 5 bullseyes here? You shoot 3 bullets at each target, and if you can get all 5 of them within a quarter, that's a completed target. That was my goal when I started. It was a big goal, but I got there eventually, and it was something that was really nice to succeed in. Then I moved on from that. But you always want to have a goal when you get into shooting or when you want to learn about shooting. You want to have a goal. Put that in your mind, because that's something that people like to drive towards and gets them more interested and gets them really in depth and really wicks that information up. Now, there's all sorts of stuff here. We're going to go into all that. If you have any questions or comments, things you'd like to see, put it in the comments down below, and I will definitely address all of those, because this is a smaller channel, obviously. This is brand new. But anything you want to see, I will look about getting into that. And there's all sorts of fun stuff that we could do around here. Even before my range opens up, we could do it here. A lot of the interviews and things like that could be done here, where I could show you different things up close, so you can see what's going on with them, the mechanics of certain things, and really just explain what's going on before we go out to the range and before we go and apply the fundamentals that we learned, just like in 4-H, just like Chester. And that's what I want it to be. I want to have a more of a learning experience while we're away from Chester, while we're away from the range, so that we can get something done and keep our minds focused on being respectful and responsible with firearms, bows, ammunition, and all the alike. This is a brand new thing to me. I've done a little bit of YouTube here and there. The production quality, I swear, will get better over time. I'm doing my best, but bear with me while I work some things out. We're also going to go over some things like keeping things safe, like firearms safe, whether it be this lockbox or the locks they put on here. Definitely going to go over some things like that to keep everyone around you safe, and not just the basics, but some more advanced things you could do, some more advanced things you could get into, like safes and things like that. This is all very relevant information if you want to own a gun in the future, if you currently own a gun, if your family does, things that you could apply to make guns and yourselves safer in the household. So that's just going to about wrap it up for Train Your Brain, the new channel that I'm starting here. Absolutely hit the subscribe button and make sure you hit the little bell button after that so you can get notifications for when I come out with new videos or new things pop up. I might, link some new videos from other people, things that are like really, really nice to add on to the content I'm putting out that's already out there. So if I find some more stuff, I'll throw that up there for you guys so you can see that and, go back and forth and find some really cool channels maybe you haven't seen before, things like that. But absolutely, this is Train Your Brain. Yeah, definitely stay healthy, stay responsible, and don't do any of this without your parents' supervision. Absolutely, that is one thing that we need to keep in mind. Do this safely with your parents, and hey, get the whole family together and definitely dive into this, because this is something that everybody at some level would need to know, or it would definitely benefit them to know. So absolutely, bring your family into this, show them some things, you can teach them some tricks, maybe even outshoot them, who knows. So, that's going to be it for now. Bye-bye. I'll see you in the next video.